What's a money move only rich people know that sounds completely insane? I process loans at a private bank in Boston, the kind of place where the smallest account on the floor still has 7 figures in it. Most of our clients are predictable. Then there's Mr. Castellano. He walked in on a Tuesday wearing a coat that cost more than my car and asked to borrow $300,000. A normal request for our floor, except 30 seconds earlier I'd pulled up his accounts to verify him, and the man had $9 million sitting with us in cash and investments. Liquid. Available. His to withdraw that same afternoon. You want to borrow $300,000, I said slowly, against the $9 million you already have here. That's right, he said, sliding his ID across the desk like it was the most ordinary thing in the world. I figured he didn't understand his own statements. People with money rarely read them. Sir, you don't need a loan. You could just transfer the cash. No interest, no paperwork, no monthly payments. It's already yours. He smiled like I'd told a joke he'd heard 100 times. Run the loan. Use the portfolio as collateral. I'll take the standard rate. So I did. The loan was approved within the hour, secured against his own investment account, costing him roughly 5% a year to borrow money he already owned outright. He signed, thanked me, and left. The second the door closed, the whole desk erupted. Our newest analyst, Hollis, nearly fell out of his chair. He's paying interest, he wheezed, to borrow his own money. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen a rich guy do. Even Mr. Reyes, our branch head, came out of his glass office to hear it. By lunch, half the floor was calling him the man who rents his own cash. It became a running joke for weeks. Anytime a client made a reasonable request, someone would mutter, or he could just Castellano it and pay interest on his savings. We were all certain we'd watched a millionaire embarrass himself in real time. Then he came back, and he did it again. Another loan, this time $500,000, against the same portfolio. Hollis practically sprinted to my desk afterward. He did it again. Does he not know we'd just hand him his money? The third time, Mr. Reyes decided to step in personally. He's the type who thinks a problem isn't solved until he's the one who solved it. He walked Mr. Castellano into a conference room to review his options, really to explain, slowly and kindly, that he was bleeding money for no reason. I watched through the glass. Reyes was drawing little diagrams on a notepad. Castellano just sipped his coffee, completely unbothered. 20 minutes later, Reyes came out pale. He didn't say a word to any of us. He walked back into his office and quietly shut the door. It was Castellano who finally explained it on his way out, because I think he could tell I was the only one still curious, instead of smug. He leaned on the counter and asked me one question. If I withdraw my $9 million, what actually happens? Nothing, I said. It's your money. Wrong, he said gently. To get that cash, I'd have to sell the investments it's parked in. And the moment I sell, the government takes capital gains tax on every dollar those investments have grown. On my portfolio, selling $500,000 worth triggers about $140,000 in taxes. Gone. Forever. Something clicked in my chest. But a loan? He continued. A loan isn't income. Nobody on earth pays tax on borrowed money. So I borrow against the portfolio instead of selling it. The loan cost me 5%. Selling would have cost me 28%. He tapped the counter once. And here's the part your analyst missed while he was laughing. I never sold a single share. So while I've been renting my own cash, that same portfolio climbed 11% this year. It earned more than every loan I took cost me. The bank is paying me to borrow from it. He straightened his coat and stood. Poor people are taught to save their money and spend it. Rich people are taught to keep their money working and borrow against it. Selling is for people who don't know the difference. Then he smiled. Tell Hollis the dumbest thing in this building is paying a tax you never had to.